use the A. I don't use the I because I think that's just kind of weak.
Oh,
That's the
so,
same.
okay, say it again then. So you do a back drag?
Yeah, I do. I play actually yeah, like this. I use
Oh,
this.
with your A finger. Okay.
I don't use this finger because I find it. I just find it like half the time it won't work, and other times it will work. But I think it's just kind of. It'll make it sound kind of lopsided. Like where's the same structure in the arm was. That's what I use. My teacher taught me that one, and I think it works a lot better. But I mean, everybody is different, so just find what you like.
So
The
go
I
ahead.
drag, I drag my thumb through these three, and then I play I M A, and
And
then I
then
drag.
all A. Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm familiar with this technique, and that's the one that you would suggest using there as opposed to the fingering that they have. Okay.
Don't always use the fingerings that they write in the versions because a lot of times the guitar music isn't the best. It's best to just find what really works for you.
Most comfortable, sure.
Mm.
And in terms of so in terms of the so okay, so your basic thing now in terms of the architecture, you would suggest that I kind of go in and I find the different sections, and then kind of look at the longer phrases, and then from there, once I kind of have that down, of course I'm going to need to be able to play it too. I mean that's kind of fundamental, right? From there, you kind of just once you know those things, you just go crazy with it emotionally. Is that kind of the I mean, if I was to try to put a recipe on this, would you say would that be a good way to go about it?
Well, there is no recipe. There is for me, there's no formula. I mean, I don't really think about these things that analytically. Basically, my teachers help me, and I do whatever I feel. Every piece is completely different. Like, if I was playing Bach, I play like Bach. You've got to not only do it in terms of like how pieces were played in that period, but then you've also got to have fun with it and not let the piece become too you know dull or anything.
Sure.
Each piece is different. There's each different time periods. You've got different eras, and then you have personal feelings. If I went to a master class and I played Koyunbaba with my teacher, if I played Koyunbaba with Jason Vio, if I did a bunch of these people, if I played for Elliot, they would all tell me completely different things. I have my teacher saying, "Well, this is just my personal feeling about how this section should be played, but I like how you play it too." Other people are like, "To play this or die, do it this way." So people are different.
Yeah.
Um, the best thing to do is to just that particular piece. It's a very expressive piece.
Mm.
I mean, this like the it's technically difficult because it's very loud and like the last movements, the fast movements, especially the last one. But that piece is the thing I would tell you is not to play it quiet. Um, but not the especially not the third and fourth movement. My teacher has me the third movement. He has me start out, and then he has me, after the intro, he makes me just play it faster. Just start out slow and then play it fast, and completely keep on doing an accelerando for the entire rest of the piece, which is
Whoa.
difficult at first, but you gotta drag it out. You get to play at this tempo, and then at this part here where the phrase ending, I kind of kick it up a few notches, and I get to this part, and I just keep on going.
You know
That's what
that makes sense. I mean, okay, I'm really glad you shared that with me because I
he
think it would
said.
have. Go
He
ahead.
said it was like a dervish, those things, those guys that like go
I
around and
love
stuff.
them. Yeah, the Sufis. Uh huh.
He said that's like what it is. When
That's
you
amazing that he said that. I'll have to think about that. Um, That's really amazing. You know that I really appreciate you explaining that because, and I'm sure other people will really appreciate this too because your particular interpretation of that piece, which also I'll do my best to make available to people to have them see. There, I wouldn't have been able to put it into words, but that makes sense now because it does have this sense that you're like always building and you're always like the
Mhm.
tension's always getting greater. And I was wondering how you achieve that, but so
This
there
is the
was a
thing.
technical aspect. I'm pausing it for one moment and we'll start again.